First, schedule a repentance talk. One of those talks where you sit down with your child, maybe you go out to lunch, maybe you go on a drive and you're just in the car. Wherever it is that you can get their undivided attention and that you can have a good feeling about you. In fact, it's always a good idea to pray. Make sure you have a good, warm feeling, a spirit of love with you before you have such an important conversation. In this repentance talk, you pretty much confess all the things that you know you've done wrong. You don't rationalize them. You don't say, because you were so frustrating to me, I chose to be this kind of a parent. Or because this or that and the other. Or you did this, so No. You just say, you know what? I've been out of control. I've been yelling like crazy, and I know that is hard to deal with. I hope you can see how humble that is. How hard it is to talk that way. That goes against all the prideful ways that we have as human beings. But it is the only way for your child to feel that they can trust you, that it's going to be different. So then you say, this is all the stuff I've done wrong, and I'm not happy about it, and I'm going to make a change. And then you explain the new way that you want to communicate with them. You explain how you want to correct things when they go wrong so you don't lose it. How you want to praise them more. All these things that you're working on in your family government that you want to share with them. And then you ask them, what is it that I am missing? I'm sure you see things in me that bother you, or that are hard to deal with, or that you feel are ruining the feeling in our home. Because of course you would have explained also the feeling that you want to have in your home. And so then they get the opportunity to vent some of their things to you in an honest way, with you promising them, I promise you no matter what you tell me, since we're talking calm right now, it's not going to be something that will get me upset at all. I've promised myself I wouldn't be. Because I need to know this. And you listen. Then the second thing you do is you make a goal. And you say, okay, this is the goal that I am making because I want to be happier. This is the way that I'm going to communicate with you. Can we make a goal together that you and I will communicate in a certain way with each other? That when one of us gets out of control, we'll have a sign or a symbol or something we do to remind each other that we've made this goal. Because our relationship is so much more important than some grade at school or some friend or some computer game or something, whatever it is you happen to argue about all the time. The relationship is what you have forever. The other stuff is just temporary. That's number 2. Number 3 is you schedule regular talk times. I call these mentor sessions. Each week, I have with each of my children a mentor session. They're usually about 15 minutes, sometimes maybe 30, where we sit down and we talk about school, we talk about the home, we talk about their behaviors and how they're doing. But if I have a special goal with one of my children, then that's when I would talk about that too. We would talk about how we're doing on our goal, if we've messed up at all, and what we've been doing to work on it. We would praise each other and recommit each week to do better on that goal, knowing that that relationship is above all more important than anything. It is eternal. The other stuff is completely temporal. Number 4, pray. Kneel down and pray with your child about this particular issue. Ask for help, however it is that you call upon God. Do it with your child. Get help from something bigger than you, from someone who can strengthen you to overcome this problem that you are having in your relationship. In my book, I go through a lot on prayer. There's a whole chapter where I talk about how I use prayer in my home to strengthen my relationships and to keep me focused on what I can fix and what I can't. I would suggest you looking at that if you've got a copy of the book. The fifth thing is be consistent. Part of your goal is that you're going to have these weekly meetings. Be consistent. Do it. Also, as part of your system or your goal, you're going to set up what negative consequences and what positive consequences you're going to use. Be consistent with those. Let your teenager or your child know that you are planning on completely being consistent, because you know that you haven't been consistent in the past, and that's been part of the problem. Consistency is the hardest thing. If there's something I always tell people, it's to be consistent. It validates you. The more consistent you are in your parenting and in the goals that you've decided, the system that you use in your home, the more happy your children will be, the safer your home will feel, and the more they will trust you as their parent.